have been speaking about being a Vikasit Bharat, that's a developed country by 2047. But again, this is a very arduous journey because, we need many more leaders compared to what we have today. Many more entrepreneurs compared to what we have today. But again, where are these entrepreneurs going to come from? Where are these people? Where are these leaders who are going to lead us to being a developed country by 2047? This is a very big question. This is a very seminal work, and I recommend it to all of you. This is a book by Harish Damodaran called India's New Capitalists. It's a wonderful book. It traces the economic history of India. It traces the business history of India. And in this particular book, now whatever from the 19th century onwards, the economic history of India is written. And if you read this book, it's very clear that even though we talk about the entrepreneurs in India across the country, starting from Guwahati right up to Kerala, to Tamil Nadu, to Rajasthan, everywhere, when you actually look into that, it is that just a few communities are the ones who are leading us in this entrepreneurial journey. It could be the Marwari community from Rajasthan. It could be Gujaratis, and more specifically the Kutchi community from Gujarat. It could be some of the Punjabi communities. It could be the Tatas. It could be the Mistris. It could even be a few South Indian communities like the Nadars or the Chettiars. From the Karnataka, we have the GSB, the Gaud Saraswat Brahmin communities. So these are the few communities which have been at the forefront of entrepreneurial journey of India. Now, is it enough? Whether these whatever limited number of communities, are they in a position to take us to 2047 when we actually become a developed country, is one big question that I want to pose before you. Second point that we want to take note of here is that a lot of, entrepreneurs who made it very big, when they write their biographies, they write saying that, I came to Bombay with about 200 rupees in my pocket, and it was very difficult. I struggled for another 20 years, 30 years, and finally I made it very big. What they forget to mention is that, say, when they come to Bombay, they had 200 rupees, but they had a big network of their brothers who are already in business, their uncles who are already in business, their cousins who are already in business, and a vast network of their own community men who are already in business. So this community of entire, the entrepreneurs or the businessmen helped each other. In the sense, they were in a position to, network among a set of vendors across the country, network to get licenses, to permits, to a whole lot of things, network in terms of stockists, sellers, or sourcing commodities from various parts of the country. So they had this big network, and typically they came from these kind of communities which are in business, the Marwari community, or let us say Kutchi Gujarati community, and these kind of communities only. So the point that I'm making is that the other communities who also wanted to become entrepreneurs lacked these kind of resources, lacked this kind of ecosystem. They did not have a network of vendors across the country, or probably even within their state also. They did not come from entrepreneurial communities or the business communities. They did not have, suppliers. They did not have a whole lot of other facilities which normally somebody from business community would have it. So these kind of shortcomings prevented, to a large extent, from these whatever other communities from, becoming better entrepreneurs. If they had a better finance or a better banking, probably they could have also gone on to become better entrepreneurs. But this did not happen. So with the result, what has happened is that we have a very small set of entrepreneurs who are, trying to lead us to the developed country model. It's wonderful that they are doing their best. But if you actually, truly want to become a developed country, we need the participation of the entire community. We need the participation of the whole Indian community in this journey of entrepreneurship, and not everybody is born to be an entrepreneur. Somebody who has that fire in the belly can only become an entrepreneur. So as such, let us say, instead of maybe 2-3% of the Indian population participating in this entrepreneurial journey, if we get a larger percentage of people to participate in the entrepreneurial journey, then probably we will have many more entrepreneurs, many more leaders who will take us to that whatever dreamland that we have been dreaming of. So what do we do for this? So where do we go from here? Where does the ecosystem get built from here? What can be done? These are very, very big questions that we have to ask for ourselves. In this regard, one very important thing that we don't have to look elsewhere. If we just pick up one of the models, let us say I pick the Marwari model. So just, let us say if you are able to implement this Marwari model among a whole lot of other communities. And what is this Marwari model? Is that they have an ecosystem wherein they respect entrepreneurship. If you go to Gujarat and you ask anybody, wo kya kar raha hai? Or let us say even among the Marwari community, wo kya kar raha hai? And let us say, and he will say, wo service kar raha hai. सर्विस कर रहा, इसका मतलब ये है वो किसी के लिए काम कर रहा है. He is working for somebody else. He doesn't get that kind of a respect. Somebody who is working for himself or somebody who is an entrepreneur gets a higher level of respect. So this mindset of preparing the people, preparing the communities to respect entrepreneurship, to respect leadership, and to respect that risk-taking abilities, this is one of the hallmarks of when I say the Marwadi mindset. The second thing is that there is a network of vendors, there is a network of suppliers, there is a network of the consumers or the stockists and a whole lot of like people that you can depend on to grow your own business. This network can be or should be developed among a whole lot of other communities also. If a larger number of communities, if they come to business, probably we will be in a position to develop this kind of a network among a whole lot of other people also. And the third thing there is that in addition to, let us say, the whole lot of other communities also have the strength of numbers. If those communities can come together to say that, look, I am going to grow this businessman. I am going to develop this set of business people. The initial set of whatever entrepreneurs or the business people in various communities. If they come together and say, okay, we are going to develop, we are going to support, we are going to, empower these kind of entrepreneurs from our community, then we will have an entrepreneur class from a whole lot of communities across the country. Instead of we being dependent on, let us say, 2%, 3%, or a max of, let us say, 5%, communities which are into business, let us say we have, 60%, 80% communities also get into entrepreneurship, also get into business, also get into risk-taking abilities and having this risk appetite, then we will be much better off in terms of, as a nation, we will be much better off in terms of having a higher number of entrepreneurs, a higher number of leaders to lead us. This is one of the very important things which I say is the community model of entrepreneurship which we should try and develop, because whatever the traditional model which has happened all these days has not been very, very successful. So this kind of having a relook at our own community, our own entrepreneurship, and to say that it's fine that, when we say entrepreneurship across the country, when we say it is fine, but ultimately the truth behind it is that there have been very few communities and they have been helping themselves in developing the entrepreneurship among themselves. But that would not take us further. We need a new wave or a new dynamics of entrepreneurship in this country, wherein each and every community takes part in this journey of entrepreneurship, takes part in this journey of leading the nation to be a developed country by 2047. So this new wave of entrepreneurs, these new leaders can come from various other communities who have not been a part of the entrepreneurial journey, who have not been business people all these generations, but they can learn from experience, Indian experience of various other communities who have succeeded in businesses. And luckily for us, we have a whole lot of communities in North India. We have a few communities in South India also who have been traditional businessmen, traditional entrepreneurs. And if we learn from these people, it could be Nadars in South India, it could be Chettiars, it could be GSTs also, it could even be new entrepreneurs, the Gounder community in the Coimbatore belt, and a lot of these people, if we learn from them, each and every community in India can become an entrepreneurial community, can become a business community, and hence probably we'll have a higher number of entrepreneurs, higher number of leaders and business people, so that if we actually truly want to become a developed nation in the next 25 years or so, we will need all these people to take us further to this dreamland of being a developed country by 2047. This is my very short message. Thank you very much.